Hi all, welcome to the video. Here in this video, I am going to discuss some important results based on analytic functions and Cauchy-Riemann equations. There are four important results which are frequently asked in the KTU examination. Move on to the results. First one, show that if f of z is analytic in a domain D and mod f of z equal to k, which is a constant in D, then f of z equal to constant in the domain D. It is given that f of z is analytic and mod f of z equal to k. Here we want to show that f of z is a constant function. Let's see the solution. It is given that f of z is analytic, so it satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equations, that is ux equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx. Also in the question it is given that mod f of z equal to k. On squaring on both sides we get mod f of z square equal to k square. What is mod f of z? F of z equal to u plus iv, which is a complex function. So mod f of z is equal to root of u square plus v square. Here mod f of z square, which means u square plus v square equal to k square. Next, I am going to differentiate the above expression with respect to x and y. If we are going to differentiating the above expression with respect to x, we get 2ux plus 2vvx equal to 0, which means derivative of u square with respect to x means 2u into first derivative with respect to x, ux, plus 2v into vx equal to, in the RHS, which is k square, which is a constant, so derivative is 0. This implies u into ux plus v into vx equal to 0. Similarly, differentiating the expression with respect to y, we get 2uuy plus 2vvy equal to 0, that is uuy plus vvy equal to 0. So there are two equations, equation number 1 and equation number 2. Then we are moving to solve these two equations. Before that, it is given that the function is analytic. So we have by CR equations ux equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx. Then put vx equal to minus uy in equation number 1 and vy equal to ux in equation 2. It is possible because the function is analytic. Then our equation 1 will be ux minus vuy equal to 0 and equation 2 will be uuy plus vux equal to 0. Now we have equations 3 and 4. Next, multiply the third equation into u. We get u square into ux minus vu into uy equal to 0. Next, equation 4 into v, which gives vuy plus v square ux equal to 0. Now, these equations can be solvable because there are one common term in each equation. So next we are going to adding these two equations, then it results in u square ux plus v square ux equal to 0, which implies u square plus v square into ux equal to 0. Here we get expression in ux. Similarly, if we multiply the third equation by minus v and the fourth equation by u and adding the two equations, it gives the result u square uy plus v square uy equal to 0. That means u square plus v square into uy equal to 0. Equation number 5 and equation number 6. So By these calculations we get two equations, that is u square plus v square into ux equal to 0 and u square plus v square into uy equal to 0. Consider the first equation, that is u square plus v square into ux equal to 0, which means a product is equal to 0, which means either u square plus v square equal to 0 or ux equal to 0. What is u square plus v square? In the first part, it is given that mod f of z equal to k, and we got from that u square plus v square equal to k square. So here either k square equal to 0 or ux equal to 0. Let's see. If u square plus v square equal to 0 implies u equal to v equal to 0. It is the only possible case. If u and v is 0, then our function f identically equal to 0. Okay, now consider the other case. If u square plus v square not equal to 0, then ux equal to uy equal to 0. Partial derivative with respect to x and partial derivative with respect to y equal to 0 means the function is a constant function. So u equal to a constant function. Similarly, by CR equations, if ux equal to 0, we got vy equal to 0. If uy equal to 0, we have vx equal to 0. So vx equal to vy equal to 0, which means v is a constant function. So u is a constant function and v is a constant function, which means f equal to u plus iv is a constant function. Hence the result. This is the first result, that is if f is analytic and mod f of z equal to k, then f is a constant function. Moving to the second result, prove that an analytic function with constant real part is a constant. That is, if real part is constant, then the analytic function is constant. The proof is very simple. Considering f of z equal to u plus iv be an analytic function, so it satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equations. Okay, given that constant real part, which means the real part of f is constant, f is equal to u plus iv, so real part of f is u, so u equal to a constant. Then what about the derivatives? If a function is a constant function, then ux equal to uy equal to 0. Function is analytic, so it satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equation. So we have ux equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx. Therefore, ux equal to vy, which is equal to 0, uy equal to minus vx, which is equal to 0. From that we got vx equal to vy equal to 0, which means v is a constant. So u and v are constants. Hence f is equal to u plus iv is a constant function. Next result, prove that an analytic function with a constant imaginary part is a constant. The proof is similar to the previous one. Here imaginary part is constant. So let f is equal to u plus iv be the analytic function. Imaginary part is constant means v is a constant. V is a constant gives vx is equal to vy equal to 0. And by Cauchy-Riemann equations, we got ux equal to uy equal to 0. So u equal to a constant, which means f is equal to u plus iv is a constant function. Next result, prove that an analytic function with constant argument is a constant. Constant argument, which means the angle between them. Let f of z equal to u plus iv be the analytic function, given that argument is constant. Argument of f of z is constant means theta equal to a constant. What is theta? Tan inverse imaginary part divided by real part. So v by u equal to some c. Then taking tan on both sides, we get v by u equal to tan c. Tan of c, which is a constant term, so rewriting by v by u equal to k. From that we get v equal to ku, that is v minus ku equal to 0. Now you have an equation v minus ku equal to 0. Next, I am considering a scalar multiplication of f of z. Okay, 1 minus I into k into f of z, that is equal to 1 minus ik, which is a scalar part, into u plus iv. On simplification we get u plus iv minus uik minus I square vk. What is I square? Minus 1. So u plus iv minus uik plus vk, clubbing the real part and imaginary part, we get u plus vk plus I into v minus ku. In the previous part, v minus ku is equal to 0. Okay, so here v minus ku equal to 0, which means it is the imaginary part of 1 minus ik into f of z. Okay, it is given that f of z is an analytic function, so any linear combination or scalar multiplication of f of z is again analytic. So 1 minus ik into f of z is again an analytic function. Okay, v minus ku is the imaginary part of that analytic function. In the previous result, if imaginary part is constant, we have the function is a constant function. So from that we got 1 minus ik into f of z is constant, which means f of z is constant. Next result, if f of z is equal to u plus iv is analytic, prove that u equal to constant, v equal to constant are families of curves cutting orthogonally. What is orthogonally means? That is, the two curves are cutting perpendicular, that is the degree 90 degree. So here it is enough to show that the product of slope of these curves equal to minus 1. Okay, first of all I am taking the curve u equal to constant. So finding the total derivative, we have u is a function which depends on x and y. So we have the partial derivative with respect to x and partial derivative with respect to y. So the total derivative will be du equal to dou u by dou x into dx plus dou u by dou y into dy equal to 0, which implies dou u by dou y into dy equal to minus dou u by dou x into dx. Next I am going to find what is dy by dx, which is a slope of the first curve. So dy by dx equal to minus dou u by dou x divided by dou u by dou y. I am taking the slope as m1. Similarly, we can find the slope of the second curve. That is, second curve is v equal to constant. So finding the total derivative, dv equal to dou v by dou x into dx plus dou v by dou y into dy equal to 0. From that, dou v by dou y into dy equal to minus dou v by dou x into dx. Then dy by dx is equal to minus dou v by dou x divided by dou v by dou y, which is the slope of the second curve, that is equal to m2. Next I am going to find what is the product. Next we are going to find the product of these slopes, that is m1 into m2. m1 into m2, which is equal to minus dou u by dou x divided by dou u by dou y into minus dou v by dou x divided by dou v by dou y. Here no common terms are here, so cancellation is not possible. Then we are replacing one term using the Cauchy-Riemann equations. Okay, since f of z is analytic, we can use the Cauchy-Riemann equations. So here the second part, dou v by dou x is replaced by dou u by dou y, and the denominator dou v by dou y is replaced by dou u by dou x. So our expression will be minus dou u by dou x divided by dou u by dou y into dou u by dou y divided by dou u by dou x. So cancellation done and the value is minus 1. So m1 into m2 equal to minus 1, which means the slope product of slope of two curves is equal to minus 1, which means the curves are cutting orthogonally, which is the required result.